automatic and autonomic. Now let us see the branches in autonomic nervous system. In autonomic nervous system, you have sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. See, the division sympathetic and parasympathetic is based on anatomy. Anatomy means how these neurons are there. Based on that, they are divided into sympathetic, parasympathetic. Let me explain the word sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathy is an emotion. So at the beginning days of research, when people realized that all emotions are carried by a particular autonomic nervous stimulation. So all emotions are carried through a particular nervous stimulation. Hence, they are called as sympathetic nervous system. See, anxiety, excitement, everything are kind of emotions. Sympathy, all of them are emotions. They are carried through a particular nervous stimulation. Hence, they are called as sympathetic nervous system. The other one, which has got a kind of opposing action, that is called as parasympathetic nervous system. In most of the organs, see, for all the organs, you have dual innervation. Dual means a sympathetic neuron also goes there, a parasympathetic neuron also goes there. Take the case of heart. Sympathetic stimulation is also there, parasympathetic stimulation is also there. And most of the time, they will have opposing action. Sympathetic activity increases cardiac activity. Parasympathetic system decreases cardiac activity. On the blood vessel, sympathetic nervous system will cause contraction, parasympathetic will cause dilation. So because emotions are carried, it is called as sympathetic. A similar branch which has got opposing reactions is named as parasympathetic. This is the origin of the thing. Now, what is the difference in anatomy? Look at these neurons. See, I have purposely drawn with these two things. See, in the first case, you have a preganglionic neuron and postganglionic neuron out there. This preganglionic, postganglionic, the lens are almost similar. Whereas in this case, look at this preganglionic neuron, which is a long preganglionic neuron, whereas the post one is a very small one. This is the difference in anatomy. So the one in which preganglionic, postganglionic are almost similar, or preganglionic is a little bit shorter one, they are considered as sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic. So sympathetics has got shorter preganglionic neuron, whereas the one which has got a longer preganglionic neuron are considered as parasympathetic. Parasympathetic. So this is the anatomical difference based on which it is transferred as sympathetic and parasympathetic. See, I keep repeating this word anatomical difference. The reason is some of the textbooks says that the classification is based on neurotransmitter. It is not absolute. The classification is not based on neurotransmitter. It is based on anatomy. What is that anatomy? The length of preganglionic neuron. If the preganglion neuron is shorter one, it is considered as sympathetic nervous system. If the preganglion neuron is a longer one, it is considered as parasympathetic nervous system. Now, in case of sympathetic nervous system, the neurotransmitter which is released in majority cases, the neurotransmitter which is released is noradrenaline. So this in case of sympathetic system. In majority cases, not 100%. I'll tell you the exception. Now, in case of parasympathetic system, in all the cases, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. So this is parasympathetic. So clear anatomical differences. Based on that anatomical differences, sympathetic, parasympathetic are divided. In sympathetic, there is a shorter preganglion neuron is there. In parasympathetic, there is a longer parasympathetic neuron is there. In majority cases, in sympathetic system, the neurotransmitter is noradrenaline. Whereas in all the cases of parasympathetic, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. As I told you, the noradrenaline will be acting on alpha and beta receptors. See, we are talking about postganglionic neurotransmitters and receptors. At preganglion, all of them has got similar things. At preganglion, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. The receptors are nicotinic neuronal. There is no difference at this junction. The difference comes at this postganglion. Postganglion means to that visceral organ, whether it is heart, kidney, liver, intestine, blood vessel, sweat gland, all of them. At that junction, the difference comes. What is the difference? In certain neurons, the neurotransmitter is noradrenaline, which will be acting on alpha and beta receptors. In certain receptors, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, which will be acting on muscarine receptors. Now, what is the difference is, now this is one thing. Now another difference is, in sympathetic and parasympathetic, you have a preganglionic neuron and postganglionic neuron. In case of parasympathetic, the preganglion to postganglionic neuron ratio is 1:1. That means one preganglionic neuron connects with one postganglionic neuron. In case of sympathetic system, it is 1:20. That means this one neuron will be connecting with neurons. So this is one is at least, see, I have given only 4, but there are statistically they are 1:20. Here it is 1:1. So 1:1 is very personal, very a single thing. It is known as discrete. Discrete means very personal or only 1:1. Whereas 1:20, it is known as diffused. You know about diffusion. You take a water and put a ink drop on that, it will spread vigorously. That is called diffusion. So this one is like that. One stimulation from preganglion will be given to all these organs. So it is completely diffused. Whereas this one is 1:1, it is known as discrete. So again, I'm telling you the differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic. Do you have any problem with audio or video?
Yes, sir.
Which one, audio or video? What is the problem?
Video, it's sometimes coming blurred, sir. Now
Still
it's
it is
okay,
blurred?
sir. Now it's okay, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me revise this point.
Sir, once
See,
again
in case of
explain from
sympathetic and
1:1,
parasympathetic,
sir.
yeah, I'm going to it. So sympathetic and parasympathetic, one more difference is difference on preganglionic to postganglionic neuron ratio. In case of parasympathetic, from the spinal cord or from the brain, one neuron comes, the ganglion is there, the postganglionic neuron is there. So in parasympathetic nervous system, one preganglionic neuron attaches to one postganglionic neuron. So this is one neuron, this is one neuron, hence it is known as 1:1 relationship. In case of sympathetic system, this is one preganglionic neuron which is giving to multiple postganglionic neurons. If one preganglionic neuron is there, there are at least 20 postganglionic neurons. So the response is diffuse. It comes like this, goes to multiple organs. Now understand the difference. Sympathetic stimulation at a time will be affecting multiple organs. That is what is the logic behind this, 1:20. Whereas parasympathetic, it affects only one organ, one neuron. It is going to only, it is giving only one post neuron, which is going to innervate only heart. In case of sympathetic, it is not like that. One preganglion neuron gives a stimulus or signal. It will be going to multiple organs because of this pre to post. Preganglion 1 is there, postganglion 20 neurons will be coming out from this ganglia, and multiple organs will get affected. So because the effect is on multiple organs, it is known as diffuse action. Whereas it is discrete, only 1:1, it is known as discrete action. So this is diffuse, this one is discrete. Now, the other things. Okay, let us wait for 2 minutes. There is a problem in signal. So you all can listen. I'll not write anything. Let me revise all. Okay, just
Sir,
leave a
now
message.
it is clear, sir.
Anyone?
Now it is clear, sir.
Okay, the video is also clear. Okay, good. Okay. Let me explain it again. So see, we have seen the differences between somatic and autonomic nervous system. Somatic has got all these features. Autonomic has got different things. The major thing which you need to keep it in mind is somatic. The moment nerve is cut, it undergoes atrophy. This is what happens in paralysis. Paralytic individuals, the skeletal muscles will be atrophied. They will not be working. Whereas in case of autonomic nervous system, they have autonomic nature. That is what is considered as autonomic nervous system. It is not only independent, it is not under our control will. Not only that, even though the nervous stimulation is not there, they maintain certain amount of autonomy. Keep it in mind about liver and kidney transplant. Kidney transplantation, you take out a kidney from an individual. all the neuronal connections are cut. Put it in another individual. Slowly, in couple of days, the neuronal connection to that organ regenerates. So they have got certain amount of autonomy. Now, in autonomic nervous system, we have two branches are there, sympathetic and parasympathetic. The division is based on anatomy. What is the difference? What is the anatomical difference? Anatomically, in sympathetic nervous system, there is a shorter preganglionic neuron is there. Whereas in parasympathetic, there is a longer preganglionic neuron is there. In majority of sympathetic nervous system, the neurotransmitter is noradrenaline, which will be acting on alpha and beta receptors. Whereas in case of parasympathetic system, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, which will be acting on muscarine receptors. Now, why I'm insisting on anatomical differences is the division is not based on neurotransmitter. The reason is, look at this. This one is sweat gland. Now, for this sweat gland, anatomically it is sympathetic stimulation, but the neurotransmitter here is acetylcholine. This is the difference. You know, for all the sympathetic nervous system, the neurotransmitter here is noradrenaline. It is noradrenaline. The neurotransmitter acting here is noradrenaline. Whereas in the case of sweat glands, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. Though the neurotransmitter at postganglionic is acetylcholine, still it is considered as sympathetic because of anatomy. That is the reason why I'm insisting the classification is based on anatomy, not on neurotransmitter. In fact, these things are known as sympathetic cholinergic. This one has got a special name. The sweat gland is known as sympathetic. You know, based on the neurotransmitters, they are classified as adrenergic and cholinergic. Right? All here, the neurotransmitter is noradrenaline, hence they are called as adrenergic. So adrenergic, sympathetic, both of them are same. Adrenergic, sympathetic. Whereas these neurotransmitter at postganglion, here the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. And the receptors are muscarine receptor. Because they are releasing acetylcholine, they are known as cholinergic. Because here it is releasing adrenaline, noradrenaline, it is known as adrenergic. Only the exception is sweat gland, which has got sympathetic cholinergic stimulation. But still, this one is considered as sympathetic because of anatomy. So this is what is the only difference.